top of the day to you. Today I'm going to be making sauerkraut. That's what the cabbage is up there for. And then I got the dilling cucumbers and the dill itself. And so I'm going to make fermented dill pickles. And yeah, so here's everything here. Why don't I bring you up on that? Cabbage. Now that'll be for the sauerkraut. We have a bunch of dill here, mini cukes, and I got this cucumber here, this English cucumber, and the reason why is I'll dice this up just to create more into a jar. If I can't get all of it into one jar, well then I'll separate it up into two jars, and then I'll fill the void between cucumber and onions and dill for the rest of it, just to make sure I have a full jar. Well, it's now just after 10. The day's been a whole lot of prepping and cutting and slicing, and you know, my hands just completely destroyed, like, you know, all the turmeric. And then I use actually food grade peroxide to wipe things down. It's just really good to disinfect things and all my equipment and that. And my hands are all white. It's called peroxide burn. It's not a burn so much as it just, I'm sure it'll disappear within the next day or so. And I give myself a little bit of a cut here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some sauerkraut. And I'm talking old school, hundreds of years old recipes that all our founders, all our generations back, or, you know, great grandparents, and that's how they made it. And it's only two ingredients. One is the cabbage. Two is the salt. Non-iodized salt. You do not want to have any iodine or iodized salt whatsoever. That will destroy the enzymes that can be produced in order to get a proper fermentation. Because when you eat this, the vitamin C is spectacular. It's more than oranges and cranberries. It's just loaded with vitamin C, and that's because of the enzymes and the fermenting process. And the probiotics that you get out of this is unbelievable. So, lots of nutrition, a superpower, tastes great. Maybe one of my jars, we'll see what jars that I use. Maybe one of them I'll put some dill into it, because I like a little dill. So if you're actually taking sauerkraut in an Oktoberfest and that the sauerkraut tastes dilly, yeah. So yeah, let's do it. So I just weighed these things on the scale here, and they're 9.8 pounds. So let's just call it 10 pounds. And I'm going to take this scale. What we're going to do is we're going to peel back this here. And what we're going to use this for is we're going to stuff this after we pack it all into the mason jar. We're going to stick this on the top, and it's going to keep all the sauerkraut completely underwater, so it can do the proper fermentation. You're not getting it floating up and everything else like that. So we'll put this off to the side. There we go. That's a nice piece for the top of a mason jar. So now I'm going to probably use the shredder in the Molinex, because it'll be just a whole lot easier and faster than sitting there shredding it up with what do you want to call it? Just a regular hand one there. I don't even know, a grater, a hand grater. And I don't feel like doing 10 pounds of, I don't feel like doing 10 pounds of shredded right now. I don't. Oh yeah, that's the knife right there. Whoa! This thing here is moving all over the place on me, and I don't like that much. The sliding of that by putting this underneath it. I'll just add one in the middle, just so I have full support when I'm cutting down. There, it's not sliding around now. Every time I was trying to cut, things were sliding around on me. Dealing with sharp knives, you want to be careful. This thing is packed with beautiful coleslaw. Oh, that is nice. Beautiful. A lot of coleslaw in there. Well, I'm calling it coleslaw, but it's a lot of sauerkraut. Alright, let's go to it. Big pieces, boy. Wow. Good stuff. All right, so I decided to put dill in all of this. So I'm just gonna chop up a bunch of dill. And you can never put too much dill in something. I love dill. Pretty much everything that you would eat sauerkraut with, you would probably put dill on it as well too, whether it's, whether it's on a burger or, yeah, just anything really. Like if it's on a burger or on a Oktoberfest, it would just really work out well. So, in my mind. I'm going to guess that that's about a cup. Good Lord. We got more. It's going to be a packed cup. Yeah, it's about a packed cup. It's exactly what it is. Just so I know what this recipe is completely that I'm making. So that way there, when I make it again in the future, I'll know that I used a packed cup of dill pickle, dill's herbs. So I'm just gonna sprinkle that all in there. Now you could put shredded carrot and everything else like that in there, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna kind of temper that all through nicely. Just massage it. And yes, I clean my hands. You want to always make sure when you're fermenting and stuff like that, when you're cooking like this, you always want to wash your hands constantly. Constantly. I'm liking that. I like that nice green tinge that's kind of given to it as well too. So now, we got 10 pounds of cabbage here. So now, because I'm using Himalayan pink salt, but this is premium Himalayan pink salt. There's nothing in it, no additives, no nothing. It's just pure, naturally fortified with the trace minerals and regular grain salt. That's it, with regular grain salt. It's naturally fortified. In other words, it naturally received all the minerals, all the trace minerals and everything that it already has. There's nothing added to this. The ingredient, pink salt. That's it. This is a premium salt. There's a lot of Himalayan salt that you can buy in the stores and everything else like that, and you look at it, it's iodized, and that's no good, guys. Go with the real stuff. That iodine, that'll mess you right up. So now we got 10 pounds. Because this is a different rate ratio, using this type of salt, what I'm going to do is I got to change my measurements a bit. So now I'm going to go 1 tablespoon per 1 pound. So I got to put 10 full tablespoons in this. Count with me. That's 1. That'd be 2. That would be 3. 9. And you know, they add those, a lot of the times they do the additives in that, and the anti-clumping. But what's clumping? You just grab it and it dusts anyways. So like, look at that. I think it's whoop-de-doo. You just kind of touch it. And I'm just touching. I'm not even applying any pressure. So don't go with iodized, and that's all. So now we've added all this salt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it all in right now. I'm going to wait for about 10-15 minutes, and then we're going to remix it and start mushing it and pushing it down, and we want to draw all the moisture out of the cabbage, and that's what the salt's going to do right now. Get all those good enzymes that we're going to need for the fermentation to kick off real good and strong. So I'm going to put the lid back on this. Put a lid on it, Wiggy. And yeah, so I'm going to give this all a mix in. And actually it'll start getting really, really watery in about 10-15 minutes. And we'll just keep going with it. And then and start massaging it more once we start getting the water. And there's probably about 15 minutes of massaging I'm going to have to do here. Not right now, though. I'm actually going to just kind of give it a quick thorough throughout all. And then the brine itself will start leaching out. And I'll show you in a bit. Like, you know, you can see right now, there's nothing There's no water, no nothing here at the bottom of the pan. So you'll see though, and I like to use this big gold roasting pan that I have. I actually have a couple of these big ones because they hold a really big turkey. And apparently it holds 10 pounds of cabbage, which is an A-OK roasting pan in my books. It's already, you already can see the water already starting. Look at this. Like, that's amazing. Look at that, guys. That's amazing. That salt is starting to go in, starting to make the brine. Now, if you ever add too much salt, you could always add some water and strain it. But if it's not salty enough and you don't want to go through all of this, then it's quite simple. You would just take like a pound of water, and I could give you the measurements of that. I would easily just throw in a measuring cup, tear it off to 0, start adding water till it hits a pound. Once that water hits a pound, then I would add 1 tablespoon of the Himalayan pink salt, and then just stir it up, and there we go. We're back at that 2.5 to 3% salt to water ratio that we're looking for, and then you could pour that in as extra brine. Oh yeah, I can't believe how much, like, this is just, like, look at the water in this. This is working. This is old school, folks. This is fantastic, man. Now, keep this in mind. For this perfect fermentation to finish, it's going to be about 6 to 8 weeks. And that way you're making real good, top quality sauerkraut. So now, okay, I've done this right now. Let's give it some time to start working on its own. Oh yeah, I'm pushing down and the water's coming up. I hope you can see that. Let me see if I can do this here. Like, isn't that amazing? Oh! And this is why I love cooking. Like, this is fantastic. Cooking and preserving and canning and, making my meats, making salamis and capicolas and pepperonis and just, hams, everything. It doesn't really matter. Making a good deer ham. I can guarantee you, I'll brine up the whole hind quarter of a deer, and I'll tell you, that's a Christmas ham. It'll be just the taste of it is just astronomical, and you can cut that up, use it for sandwiches, everything else like that. It cuts, looks, feels just like ham, just regular good old ham. And I'll tell you right now, you would love it. You really would. But maybe, and you know what? Maybe a little bit further down the line, I'll start showing all those type of different things that we can do. But I don't know. I don't think it's the off-grid channel. Moving off-grid isn't like cooking with Wiggy. But at the same time, when you are off-grid and you are homesteading it and doing whatever you are doing, you're responsible for, knowing how to do things like this, because when you yield a garden and you have a whole bunch of cabbage and you don't want it to go bad. So what's a great way of preserving it? This is it. And there's a few other ways too. We can discuss that, as we kind of go along that there, but but other than that, this is just the way to go. It really is, and, yeah, it's going to be a good, tart, sauerkraut is what this is going to be. This is all natural. Everything that's getting put in here is exactly the way our forefathers done it. And today, this is the way we are doing it. Not just me. We're doing it together. You're learning something. And I'm happy to be able to push this along. So let's see where we're at and see what we can do. And right now, let's give this about 10 more minutes, and we'll come back and we'll see where we are. And maybe I'll do a little bit of cleaning. All right, well, it's been around 10 minutes now. So now I want to, and you can just see here as I push this down, look how stained my hands are. Look at that water in there. That brine is just perfect. So now I'm just going to kind of force it to accept more juices, and just kind of going over it and driving those enzymes out. Nothing like good probiotics, let me tell you. Look at the water in this. Oh, oh, oh. Now the purpose of what I'm doing right now is I just want to make sure that all the sauerkraut in here, all the cabbage has been saturated, and it's already started dropping out enzymes and everything, and this smells so good. Just massaging it and show you here. I don't know if you can see all that brine that's there. I don't know if this will be 1 gallon in a couple smaller jars or not. We'll find out. As you can see, it's shrunk down quite a bit, but still gets replaced with water. And we got a piece of cabbage. Nothing wrong with taste testing those big chunks that got away. Whoa. Not too salty. Oh my goodness, does that ever taste good? I think tomorrow we'll kick off my my starter, my mother's starter for some sourdough bread making, and probably do the dill pickles up as well too, the fermented dill pickles. Okay, bring this over to here so you folks can see what I'm doing. Drop it in. Keep dropping it in. Keep dropping it in. Drop some more in. So at this point, let's see, I'm gonna push down, get all that water up, all that brine up. We want to try to get as much in here as we can, but you don't want to, you want everything fermenting at the same time. So evening it out like that is really helpful. Oh, this is going to be so good. I might get it all in one shot. Just might. That'd be great. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to make it. Hope so. Looks like we're getting it all in. Big jar. Close to it anyways. I think what the problem is, and I might just put this in here right now, push this down, let some liquid come out, because that's what the problem is. Can't push down hard enough to make room. So, as long as I keep adding that in like that, then I can get all my cabbage in there in one jar. That's fantastic. Wow, look at that. A 1 gallon jar. 1 gallon jar holds 10 pounds. That's amazing. I'll clean the jar off and everything after, but yeah, that's all we got left is brine now. So now, remember I was telling you about the leaves. So now, I want to add this leaf in here. Push it down. get it in there because I want all the sauerkraut to be under brine. And I don't want no floaties coming up. So since I only get the one jar, I got the luxury now of dealing with 2 leaves. There we go. Look at that. That's fantastic. Look at that. Looks beautiful. That, to me, looks like some good goodness, some good goodness. Oh, by the way, I did do that test we were talking about, and so 1 pound of water is exactly 2 cups. So my scale says, anyways. Just cleaning everything up here. We can put this lid on. And then I can just give the outside of this jar a good quick washing. You can see the headspace up there. It's almost got a real beautiful green tinge to it. This is beautiful. So I'm just going to put this right here, maybe over here, just in a cleaner spot than right here. Because I made a mess, and I'm going to switch caps up. So this cap here has a hole in it. Makes the seal, then you put this burper. It's the same type of thing that you use for making wine, and you set that in, and there's a float in here, and you can see this float here. Let me just pop this off for a second. See that float that's moving around in there? So that float, so I'm going to fill this up about halfway with water, and then any pressure building up inside of this will allow it to escape, but it's not going to allow any bacterias from the air to breach it. So no air, no oxygen is going to be able to get in. Because once this starts burping and pushing all the CO2 out, it makes a positive pressure inside the jar. So there'll be no more air whatsoever. Any bubbles that come up, it's all going to come straight out. And it's just going to go bloop, 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 and you'll see little bubbles after a few days happening right there. So now let's add some water to that. I'm just going to fill it up, just half. That's all you need. And just one more just to say that I did. Oh, I love water. I almost tried to put my water bottle cap on it. There we go. Clip down. And now she's ready to go and sit over here. So the first little bit, I'm going to put it on my table because my wooden table, and I don't want to get a big ring on it or nothing like that. I'm going to put one of these down. just to rest it on for now until it dries. And then I'm going to put it in a dark spot for about 6 to 8 weeks. I'll keep checking on it. Now, if I would have just put this regular cap on it, then I would have had to check it right away. Within 2 days, I have to check and just burp it and then seal it back up again and that there. But because I use those burpers and it keeps the oxygen out, saves me from having to always check up on it. And that's essentially what I want to try to avoid is, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, I gotta go check it. Oh no, I didn't check it. It's been a couple of days. You don't have to worry about that using, and they're not expensive at all. I think I paid like $1.50 a piece for those things. So make sure if you are going to start doing stuff like this, you know, try to get some of the tools of the trade that, you know, that could benefit you. And getting those is actually one of them. So yeah, so now I got all this part pretty much cleaned up. I just got to clean up this mess. And it is now 12:30. So I think it's time to relax. And maybe I'll do some editing tomorrow morning when I wake up, having my coffee. And then I'll start on the cucumbers, or well, the dill pickles, the fermented dill pickles. My sourdough starter, just going to start making the starter itself, so it'll be ready within a week. Then yeah, and then my weekend is complete. I feel vindicated. I feel like I put a lot into this weekend, you know, just especially the thing, because I accomplished what I wanted to get done. So I feel good about that. I really do. So that being said, I'm going to clean up, relax, and you all have yourselves a fantastic day, a fantastic morning, fantastic evening, whatever time you're watching this video at. And you'll be getting this message as soon as I do my upload. Stay tuned. And maybe I'll do another little update after too. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of editing in that there, showing the recipe and everything else like that. So I gotta design some special things, special effects. Maybe I'm going to start implementing that into my editing. But I don't want to get too crazy with it because editing sometimes takes a whole lot longer than just videotaping. You know, because like I got how many hours today? 5.5 hours of cooking, cleaning, prepping, and pickling, and jarring, and canning, and you know, and I can guarantee that the video is not going to be any more than 45 minutes long. We'll see. Anyways, hope not. Anyways, not too many people complain that it's too long, but Irvin complains a lot. Oh, it's too long. Why are you watching it then? Oh, it's just too long. So I don't know. We'll see. I try not to be too long. I think anywhere 45 minutes to an hour is a good. That's a good honest time for having a video. So, but I'm going to get more into videos and stuff like that as the summer goes along. Or as the winter comes along. Going to do some freeze drying and everything else like that. And tomorrow's I'm going to have myself another sauna. Fire that thing up and go inside and cook off the whole weekend nicely, and I'll be stress-free come Monday morning. Hard at it to work again. And yeah, so things that we do to keep us occupied is important. Preparing, you know, and you know, you grow a garden and you go and don't have enough storage, or what do you do with it all? Well, you gotta learn how to preserve and how to can and how to save all your garden. Because I swear I'll never throw away my harvest ever again, ever. It'll never happen, and I haven't now in quite a few years. But before, you know what I mean? We go, oh my God, what am I gonna do with all the zucchini? Or oh my God, what am I gonna? It's horrible. It really is, you know. But we'll see. You know, I couldn't give that zucchini away. Oh God, I had zucchini that were like, jeez, I swear they were like that. They're big, massive zucchinis. People come over, hey, where you guys are going? Hey, you want a zucchini? No, I'm good. Good God, Neil, geez. So anyways, when they were kind of putting around in the yard or whatever, I slid one in their back seat, a big zucchini. So they take off, hey, see you later, yep, and they take off, and then they get home, and then I get a phone call, hey, did you put a frickin' zucchini in the back seat? I may or may not have. So I had to inconspicuously give it away. So, yeah. Anyways, enough chatting. I'm out.